All right, the intolerance of the left, it knows no bounds. You might remember a few years back when the owner of a Virginia restaurant asked the White House press secretary at the time to leave because she worked for President Donald J. Trump. That press secretary was Sarah Sanders. She is now the governor of Arkansas. And that restaurant, by the way, has long since closed down. But just last week, it happened again. Governor Sanders having lunch with friends at a restaurant in her own state. She's the governor when the restaurant staff asked her to get out while reportedly flipping her the bird. Those on the left love to drape themselves in virtue and love and compassion and inclusion. Nothing could be further from the truth. Anyway, the left is becoming more violent, less tolerant, and to top it all off, more anti-Semitic. Recent NBC News poll found that 2/3 of Democrats side with Gaza over Israel. Wow. Your reaction to Governor, great state of Arkansas, Sarah Sanders. Well, first off, I remember interviewing you when this happened the last time, and I said, I'm sorry, you're the governor of the state. Now, my understanding is you ate lunch, I believe it was lunch, then you paid the bill, you tipped them, and then they told you to get the hell out. Is that right?
You're right. Unfortunately, I was there with two other moms. And as you know, as well as anybody, Sean, the battle in this country is no longer between the left versus the right. It's the normal versus the crazy. And unfortunately, we saw a little bit of the crazy come out last week in my home state of Arkansas. But the good news is that the vast majority of people across this country, they love God, they love their families, they love America, and they do not represent that small group that we had to experience and endure last week. I think my state is one of the most hospitable in the country. I'm proud to be the governor of Arkansas. I love our people. I think we have some of the most amazing people you will find anywhere, and we're not going to let a small group ruin a great reputation or dictate the rules or what it looks like to be from Arkansas or to be an American. And so we're going to continue to try to treat people with kindness the way that we want to be treated, hold our heads high, and ignore the haters and the touch of crazy when we encounter it wherever we are.
Now, I imagine if you were your former boss, Donald J. Trump, that they'd probably be slapped with a lawsuit, probably for about $1 billion, just guessing. There are laws on the books against these practices. It's called discrimination. I think the law would be on your side. It doesn't sound like you're thinking about it, but maybe you should. I mean, they're not allowed to discriminate, are they?
I think the market will take care of this on its own. And again, my place is to hold my head high, continue to treat people with kindness, show the great side of our state, ignore the nastiness, and continue to do a great job and continue representing Arkansas. And I think I do that best by letting the market take care of that. As you noted when you started this story, the red hen is no longer in business. I certainly don't wish that for anybody, but we'll see what happens
Wait a minute. But I do. I mean, I'm glad they went out of business after how they treated you. Just being honest.
Well, that's why I love you, Sean, is that no holds bar, no matter what. And so I appreciate that you have always supported, stood up, and given me a platform to tell my side of the story. And we'll see what happens with this place in Arkansas. But we're going to continue to focus on the good in our state because there's so much more of that than there ever is of what we are seeing happening far too often from the very intolerant left that exist, not just in Arkansas, but across the country.
This is why you and your dad are much better people than I could ever dream of being. I admire it, but this would really piss me off. When I left New York, one of the main reasons was I'd walk into certain restaurants, and you can read a room, right? And I would see disdain and disgust on people's faces just because I was in the room that they were in. Because they just, they have this bubble and fizz reaction like Alka-Seltzer at the sight of somebody that politically disagrees with them. But, Governor, you shouldn't have had to go through that. I admire your strong Christian ethic. I know your dad brought you up right. but you're a better person than I am. We appreciate you being with us, and I'm glad you love the people in the state, and that the rest of Arkansas is normal. This is not representative of Arkansas. That's my own personal experience. We appreciate you being with us. All right, up next tonight, it's Friday.